Hallelujah. You can be, what's the word? Some people say asinine, or you can be sarcastic. Amen. I'm being sarcastic, amen, because there's not a lot of people in the house, but the ones that are supposed to be here are here. Amen. Amen. We got some people that are so afraid. And when I say, they got some people that are going to call me later and say, I wasn't afraid, I was out of town, or I wasn't afraid, I just couldn't get a ride, or I wasn't afraid. Yeah, but let somebody say there's $100 someplace, or it's $1,000.
You better believe it.
Then somebody's going to make their way out.
Amen.
You know, but we're going through this thing. Amen. I talked to a couple of people and a couple of pastors. Somebody wants to know if we moved too fast, if we moved too soon, or if we should have waited for this, should have waited for that. I don't think we should. I think we need to do what God tells us to do each house. Yeah. So I got some pastors that I know they're waiting until August, and some others are waiting until they get the vaccine, and some are just waiting for Jesus Christ to come back. Amen. Whatever you're waiting for, that's what you're waiting for. But we in my house, amen, we're going to go ahead and praise the Lord. Amen. I feel good when I'm in the house with God. If I'm going to die, I'm going to die no matter where I'm at.
Amen. Amen.
That's what you got to come to the conclusion. That's what you got to come to the realization, is that you have a time.
Amen.
He says there's a time to be born and a time to die. And you go out there and you can make yourself as sick as you want. You go out there and put yourself in a refrigerator, pump air into it, and you're going to still die if it's your time. Amen. It's not about you. It's not about what you think you can do in order to control it, because you can't add to your time nor subtract from your time. No. Holy Spirit just said, remember David. David had a child that was born.
Yes, he did.
And God said, because of your sin, that child is going to die.
Yes.
And David, he fasted and he prayed and he cried and he did all this stuff while this child was there. And when the child died, all of a sudden he washed his face and he said, give me something to eat. He started eating. They said, well, you're doing it backwards, David. You should have been eating and all that when the child was alive. You should be crying that the child dead. He said, well, I just realized, I come to the conclusion that God is going to be God. Amen. And if God's going to do it, God's just going to do it. Why fret about it? Why worry about it? Why get so worked up in it? We've been worked up in a lot of stuff. I mean, when this first came out, all of us were worked up in it. But we have to get to the place that we have to say, I trust God more than this. Amen. Amen. And my God hasn't failed me yet, and because he hasn't failed me, then I have to continue to trust God.
Amen.
Anyway, we're over in Mark the 7th chapter. Mark the 7th chapter. And we're going to start at the first verse. And the title that I put on this thing, when I read it, and I kept on thinking about the title, it said, Free from Chains, CHAINS, because of the change, CHANGE. Amen. Free from chains because of the change. I want y'all to get there. I want you to understand it. Because we got all these chains on us.
All right.
And yet, because we call ourselves saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, we still operate with chains.
Amen.
And how can you be free if you still got a chain?
All right. Help us today.
How can you really be free if you're still bound up? How can you really be free if you're still going through stuff, still up under a struggle or an attack? So here in Mark the 7th chapter, the first verse, it says, Then came together unto him the Pharisees and certain of the scribes which came from Jerusalem. And who says they're coming to? They're coming to Jesus. For when they saw that his disciples eat bread with defiled, that is to say, with unwashed hands, they found fault. For the Pharisees and all the Jews except they wash their hands off, eat not, holding the tradition of the elders. And when they were come from the market, except they wash, they eat not. And many other things there be, which they have received to hold, as the washing of cups and pots, brazen vessels, and tables.
All right.
Then the Pharisees and scribes asked him, Why walk not thou disciples according to the traditions of the elders, but eat bread with unwashed hands? Amplified goes this way. It says, now, and you have to excuse my reading, because sometimes when I'm reading the thou and thus and all that, and the way the English was put together, in my mind, it doesn't sound right. So then I start hesitating. Now they're gathered together to Jesus, the Pharisees, and some of the scribes who had come from Jerusalem, where they had seen that some of his disciples ate with uncommon hands, that is, unwashed, with hands defiled and unhallowed, because they had not given them a ceremonial wash. For the Pharisees and all of the Jews do not eat unless merely by ceremonial reasons they wash their hands diligently up to the elbow with clenched fists, adhering carefully and faithfully to traditions of practices and customs handed down to them by their forefathers to be observed. And when they come from the marketplace, they do not eat unless they purify themselves. And there are many other traditions, oral, made man laws handed down to them, which they observe faithfully and diligently, such as the washing of cups and wooden pitchers and wide-mouthed jugs and utensils of copper and beds. And the Pharisees and scribes kept asking Jesus, why do your disciples not order their way of living according to the traditions handed down by the forefathers to be observed, but they eat with hands unwashed and ceremonially not purified? Why are your people not doing what we've been trained to do in the past?
Well,
and that's why God said the chains. He used that thing. He said, we're going to be set free tonight.
all
Or this
right,
afternoon.
all right.
We're going to be set free because, see, we're not bound by tradition anymore. And see, when I look at all the stuff that's going on right now, and I'm talking about these parades, and I'm talking about all these things that they've been doing for the last 2 days, talking about we got our freedom. I've been free since the day I was born. I have never been a slave.
Amen.
And I've been free since I came into Christ.
Amen.
But how come we keep on talking about we just now getting our freedom?
Come on, come
How
on.
come we got to keep on reminding ourselves about our past and handing down traditions that were from our forefathers, that were from people that have gone on, that had to go through a struggle so that we wouldn't go through a struggle?
Amen.
But we keep on going back to our yesterdays. That's why I said before we got into the message that my yesterdays can't do nothing for me right now.
Amen.
Because my God looks at my present and my future, not at my past, because he brought me out of my past.
Yes, he did.
But so many
Yes,
people are
he
still
did.
struggling about where they came from.
Amen.
They keep on talking about, well, they got to understand what it is to be black. Nobody can ever understand what it is to be anything, black, white, Chinese, or Puerto Rican, unless you were born into that nationality.
Amen.
But then you have to come to the conclusion that your nationality and your background does not hold you up.
Amen.
Martin Luther King tried to get people to understand that, but they missed it. He kept on saying, why are you allowing yourself to be told that you can't have because of the color of your skin, when with Jesus Christ you can have all things through him that empowers you?
Amen.
God did not call you black, he called you son. He did not call you black son, he did not call you white son, he did not call you Mexican son. But all of a sudden your skin color is keeping you from advancing, but you serve a God who can't be held up. If my dad can't be held up, what is holding me up?
Amen.
If I'm like my dad, if I have the same authority as my father, if I'm a joint heir with Jesus Christ, why is it I keep on trying to remember my flesh and blood past when I should be looking at my spiritual eternity?
Amen. That's the word. That's the word.
We got too many people sitting down here talking about it took so many years for them to get the last word. It don't matter when they got the word. They still haven't gotten free yet. You still walking around with chains. You still walking around with yokes. You still walking around in fear. You still walking around in your poverty because in your mind you keep on saying you can't have.
Amen.
I remember when I was a kid, I used to always say as a teenager when I joined the Black Panther Party, there's a white man with his foot in our throat. And all of a sudden, God spoke to me and said, where is he at? Yeah, I'm thinking myself, what do you mean, where is he at? Where's the white man that's got his foot in your throat? I don't see no foot in your throat. And it was a saying, but then we were blaming the white man who wasn't even in the neighborhood for the struggle that we were having.
That's right.
When they tore up the community 3 weeks ago, it wasn't because of a white man that was pushing you into it. You did it because you wanted to do it.
Amen.
But now you complain about what you ain't got.
Come on, preach. Tell it like it is.
Now you want everybody to help you out. You done destroyed your own neighborhood. You done destroyed your own stores. Now you want others to feel pity for you. But now you want to talk about you free. You ain't free. You still bound up. You're bound up by every move and everything that happens out there. That all of a sudden it holds you up and keeps you from advancing.
Amen.
So here's the Pharisees, and that's why the Bible says there's nothing new up under the sun. They're looking at his disciples and saying they're eating around, they're going around eating, and they haven't washed their hands. They unceremonial, they're unclean. And he said, what do you think about it? Why are you still worried about traditions? It's not bad. Why are you still worried about whether hands are clean or not? Look at this pandemic. People won't shake hands. People won't hug. People won't do this. But get a riot going on.
All right.
Break into an ATM.
Yes.
And let the money start falling out of it. They don't care nothing about touching them.
You better say that.
Go out there and get some of that stolen goods. They don't care nothing about who done handled that. They ready to go out there, open up the bars, and they sit next to each other drinking up.
Yes, they were.
No mask on, because they ain't drinking through a mask, and they're not putting the straw up under their mask in order to suck it up either.
Amen.
And then they say the numbers are going up. Well, what do you expect? But you're telling us that we have to be so careful. You want us to do all these traditions. You want us to go through all this stuff from yesterday. And Jesus Christ said, y'all worried about what? Well, they're not doing it like we were trained to do it in the past. That's because we're not in the past no more.
All right.
Come on, people. I need y'all to get this.
All right.
They want us to act like we're in the past. They want us to go back to yesterday. They want us to go back to what we used to do. But God is not there. God is here. Come on now. Amen. God has already come out of our past, and God is in our presence. Amen?
Amen.
So they got this thing, and he came to him and started talking about this, and all of a sudden he gets into verse number 7. And he says, in vain, fruitless. Verse number 6. But he said to them, excellently and truly, so that there will be no room for blame, did Isaiah prophesy to you the pretenders, and the hypocrites, as it stands written, these people constantly honor me with their lips, but their heart is whole off and are far from and distant from me.
Amen.
Amen. I kind of messed that one up because I want you to get that. Verse 8. Go back to King James. And he answered and said to him, well, had Isaiah prophesied of you hypocrites, as it is written, these people honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. So all of a sudden he says that what you say, you do in ceremony, but it's not because of God.
Amen.
It's
all right.
to impress you.
Yes.
It's to impress who you are.
Yes.
It's to impress where you stand.
Yes.
It's to impress somebody else that's looking at you.
Yes.
To appear to be holy, but to be far from holiness.
Come on, say it.
Come on now. Too many people are acting like they know God and don't know God.
Amen.
And what they're doing is based on tradition.
Amen.
So what they're doing is they're doing the tradition without realizing the knowledge of why they're doing it. We're not giving God any glory by dealing with the past. God said you're not bound by your past.
Amen.
Who the Son has set free.
It's free indeed.
Come on now. Do we know it, but do we walk in it?
Amen.
We say it, but do we operate it? Do we go back to traditions? Do we go back to what the church tells us it takes in order to prove we're saved? I've been dealing with this thing for several months because God's been talking about it. And we keep going back to yesterday. And we keep on doing stuff that our mothers did, and our grandmothers did, and our grandfathers did, and our great-grandmothers did, but God's trying to get us to do something that's different.
Amen.
Not that it's a new thing, but it's something that God's been trying to get our attention so that we start moving and progressing forward.
Amen.
But the more you look back, what does the Bible say? A man who puts his hand to the plow, but keeps looking back, he's not fit. Come on. Amen. Why? Because his roads are not going to be straight, because he's not going to walk a straight line, because he's too busy looking at what's coming up behind him.
Amen.
But here we are. We always looking behind us.
Amen.
Always looking at our yesterday. Always blaming our past for our current situation.
Amen.
Your current situation is because of what you're doing currently.
Say that. Say
Not
that.
because of what your ancestors did. Not
Amen.
because what your grandmother went through, she made it.
Amen.
Why are you still struggling?
All right.
Your grandfather, he made it. Why are you still struggling?
Well.
People are, I gotta say this, people are living in homes that we dreamed about as people of color.
Yeah.
Yep.
We couldn't go to Pill Hill. We couldn't go to certain areas and all of a sudden buy $300,000. We couldn't make the money that they're making now. But they keep talking about who they are. If they only understood our struggle, if they only understood our battle, you don't even understand your struggle battle because you didn't go through it. All you did was read a history book and you living off of somebody else's testimony.
Amen.
Woo! Yes, that's right.
You're talking about what your people went through. You don't have no idea what your people went through because you weren't there.
Amen.
You're talking about you tired of people coming up against you. They ain't had nobody raise up against you yet.
Amen.
They don't even know your name.
That's right.
You living next to people that at one time going down to the South. I mean, y'all know what it was like in the South. Amen. When we were kids, you went down to the South, they had colored men, colored women, were bathrooms, the white man only bathroom, white woman only bathroom. You go to a restaurant, you couldn't go in the front door. I was over there at Panda Express the other day. And I'm standing there, I made my order at the front, but then they told me I had to go to the back to go get it. I'm saying at the back door or side door, I'm waiting for my order. And all of a sudden I say, now I know it's granddad. Come on. Y'all don't remember that. My father came from WW2. Had been over there fighting alongside with white soldiers. And they got down to Louisiana. And they went into a restaurant and all of a sudden said, he can't come up here. And the other soldiers looked and said, we can't come here. We don't serve niggas in the front. excuse me, Facebook and YouTube. We don't serve them up in the front. He got to go to the back. And we'll pass the sandwich through the door. And they said, but he fought by our side. Don't matter. He can't eat in here. So all of them went out there and they all got a sandwich through the side door. Come on. But y'all didn't go through that. See, y'all can sit down in a restaurant now where we couldn't walk in. Y'all can go down to Mississippi and get served at the counter where we couldn't get served at the counter, but y'all going through. Y'all don't know about going through. Y'all have no idea what going through is. Y'all sitting down there, y'all can sit there, the people that were prejudiced against us, their granddaughters are serving you now and saying, can I get you anything else, sir? Can I get you something else, ma'am? But y'all going through. Y'all don't know what going through is.
Amen.
Oh, but y'all talking about y'all free. Y'all ain't free. Y'all still bound up because y'all still remembering about me. Somebody got to keep reminding you that you're free.
Amen.
That's when you know you ain't free, when somebody got to tell you you're free.
Jesus. Preach.
The 19th and the 20th is Freedom Day. I've been free all my life. And when I got saved in 1985, I really got free.
Hallelujah.
Somebody tell me I can't have. I got a father that'll stand up for me, a father that will defend me, a father that makes sure because he's got a cattle on 1,000 hills. You ain't got nothing you can't hold from me.
That's right.
Oh, but we need somebody to constantly remind us about our freedom. Jesus Christ said, I'm looking at you, he said, no wonder Isaiah said this. He said, your heart is far from him. Oh, you honor him with your lips, but you just don't know how to honor God. That's why you trust in man for your freedom. If you really know who God is, you walk in freedom daily.
Amen.
You walk in freedom all the time, every minute, every hour. You always walking in freedom.
Amen.
Oh, but anytime you gotta have somebody tell you that you're free. Oh, I wake up in the morning, I look at well, they just need to know who we are. We need to remind ourselves of who we are. Brother Leon, when you woke up this morning, were you white? Come on now. You went to bed black, you woke up black. When you look in the mirror and you see that skin, you still know you black.
Amen.
When you leave and you go out there and you're walking around, you still know you black. You ain't got to have nobody come there and say, did you know you black?
That's right. That's true.
You're kidding, I am. No, you know you black. I mean, I be light skinned. I may be light skinned, but I know I'm black.
Amen.
Some people say I can pass, but I doubt I can pass in a lot of places.
All right.
I might pass for a Latino, but I ain't passing for white.
Amen.
But I know I'm black. Come on now. I don't need nobody to tell me I'm black. I don't need to remind myself I'm black. Because when you keep on telling yourself that, you keep on trying to tell yourself that's the thing you don't have. But I look at my skin.
Help us.
If I would have only been born white, if I would have only been born in a rich family, that's how come you got problems right now, because you haven't learned to be satisfied where you at.
Say that.
God go ahead and promote you.
Amen.
You still talking, so here he is. He says, now I understand why Isaiah said that. He said, y'all honor God with y'all mouth, but your heart is far from him. Y'all talking about how y'all serve a God who empowers and a God who gives, but your heart is so far from him because you don't trust God. Amen. So he gets to verse number 7. How be it in vain that you worship me, teaching of doctrines and commandments of men? Because that's what we do. We don't talk about God anymore. We talk about what man says. That's why we bound up, because man's been dictating to us how we should worship God, how we should praise God, how we should honor God. So all of a sudden we got all these doctrines, man-made doctrines. When Moses set up the Mosaic law, it was an addition to the 10 Commandments. God said my 10 wasn't good enough for y'all. Now all of a sudden you had to have 190 more. Now you were more lost than you were in the beginning.
Amen.
Because you honor the man more, honoring the creature more than honoring the creator, honoring man more than you honor God. If a man tells you don't, you will do what he said. And if God tells you don't, you'll question.
Say that.
Something's wrong with it. God tells you to stand and you'll walk. Man tells you to stop and you'll stop.
Well, Jesus. That's
God say you're free, and yet you still call yourself bound up. Y'all just don't understand.
You preaching.
Y'all understand what we're going through. Y'all understand about what it is to be us. Y'all don't understand what it is to live in the ghetto. Who told you you had to stay in the ghetto?
Amen.
With all the houses they got out there, why are you still in the ghetto?
Amen.
Because nobody give me a home. You ain't applied for one.
All right.
You won't even get a job to get one.
That's so true.
You won't go out there and work to get one. No, you want to stay at home and play Fortnite and Nintendo and all that other stuff and want somebody to hand you something.
Amen.
You want to use black women and go out there and have them make a job for you and get a house for you so you can sit down there. Somebody gonna write to me now.
That's all right.
But y'all need to hear the truth, amen? It's too much foolishness going on there. Too many young men sitting out there and they wonder how come they can't get a job. Pull your pants up, comb your hair, get those dreads outside your hair. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's my black pride. No, that's your laziness to comb your hair. You won't comb your hair. That's why you do that.
Amen.
You're too lazy to go out there and pull your pants up so you can go out there and get a job. No, you want to sag and have your underwear showing. Then you wonder how come people won't give you nothing. How come they're afraid of you? Because you won't present yourself as a person of God. Even in the church. Come on. Talk about the church. The church got people standing up there that's playing the drums, pants down. Playing the synthesizer, pants down. Getting up. Going outside, pants sagging. Sitting down there, leaving their scent all over the pews.
Amen.
You wonder why you got to be sanitized.
Amen. Amen. Tell the truth. Tell it.
But you say you love God, but you want to represent God.
That's it.
But you want God to do things for you.
Amen.
So it says, it goes to verse number 8. For laying aside the commandment of God, you hold the tradition of men, as the washing of pots and cups, and many other such things you do. You're more concerned about cups and pots than you are concerned about God.
Jesus.
You're more concerned about what they tell you to do than you are about honoring God.
Yes.
You're more concerned about your struggle than God. Something's wrong with that.
Amen.
And Jesus Christ said, they say, you're coming to me about pots, cups, and about them being washed. And you're not, and this, you're supposed to be the priest. You're supposed to be the ones that are accountable to God for kingdom building, for bringing people into a relationship with God, and you're more concerned about tradition. Amen. That's why God said, I'm getting ready to take the chains off you. And why I'm going to do it is because of the changes coming in you. Because you need to get a change. You need to get a relationship with God. You need to get closer to God. You need to start hearing God. You need to get rid of all that stuff that man has taught you about how to reach God, because it didn't bring you to God. It ran you from God.
Amen.
More stuff that we do up in the church right now takes us away from God. Than brings us to God. Paul said, I did all this study and I had all this knowledge. He said, but when it came down to Jesus Christ, he said, all he had to do was tell me, he said, why can't I get some pricks? And he said, who are you? He said, I'm Jesus Christ. And all of a sudden, when I read that thing in Acts, it said it took him 3 days to get saved. By the time Ananias showed up, the boy was ready for ministry. I don't know why it's taking you so long to get delivered. Why it's taking you so, because all that tradition, Paul said, I'll drop it. Because God proved himself to be real. Jesus Christ showed up. When you go through tradition, it takes you away from God. When you're trying to get on that mourner's bench for a week and a month and a year, trying to get the Holy Ghost, when all of a sudden Cornelius said, oh, Peter's got a word for us. And when Peter came in, he said, y'all are all the same. Y'all, God accepts all of y'all. There is no respect of person. All of a sudden, Cornelius said, I've been accepted by God, broke out in tongues. And I'm not talking about angelic tongues. Peter said, I can hear him in my language. He said, he got the same tongues we got when we first got our tongues. Our tongues were the tongues of languages. And all of a sudden, I hear him in my language. Then all of a sudden, what keeps them from being baptized? He said, look at them, full of the Holy Ghost. People that are Gentiles, oh, but no, we got to go through all this tradition to try to get to God. More concerned about how we come into church. How we look in the church, how we act in the church. Come on now. I'm saying, I talked about sagging. Yeah, you can come in the beginning, but something ought to change about you.
Say that. You better say
You
that.
shouldn't be doing the same thing you were doing when you first got saved.
Amen.
That's what I worry about people when they say they got saved and they still going to the nightclubs.
All right.
Still singing the same old songs they used to sing. Still having socialized drinking. Still talking about they going out there and listening to dirty jokes and going to all these concerts and all that where they got people that are not saved. I worry about people like that. They call themselves saved for 10 years and you still living a hellish life.
Amen.
You got yourself a woman in your bed that's not your wife.
Amen. Come on, preach.
Oh, they're going to have somebody getting upset about that. Amen. Y'all just don't understand. I'm trying to find if we fit it. You ain't fit after one night. You ain't fit at all.
Amen.
Oh, come on. We're not getting nasty. We're just getting truthful. Amen.
Amen.
Y'all talking about fitting. What more do you got to fit? Amen. What more do you need to know of how y'all going to fit? Y'all that got fat together, old together, gray head together. They ain't got no more fitting. Y'all ain't going to change.
Amen.
Come on. Y'all done had 5 kids and none of them got your last name. You ain't fitting. You just being supported. That's all. You need that knitted. You're not looking for a relationship. You're not looking for a wife. You're looking for somebody to take care of you because mama done gave up on you.
Amen.
Oh, God. Amen. So here it is. He says, y'all more concerned about colors. Y'all more concerned about colors than y'all are about God. And he said unto them, full well you reject the commandments of God, that you may keep to your own tradition. For Moses said, honor thy father and mother, simple commandment. And whoso curses his father and mother, let him die the death. But ye say, if a man shall say to his father or mother, it is for mine, That is to say, a gift. By whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me, ye shall be free. Y'all changed the commandment that says, honor your mother and father, that if you give them a gift,
Yes, they did.
all of a sudden you can do whatever you want. I done paid you for being mom, done paid you for being dad. You're supposed to honor your mother and father till the day that they go on in the glory. But no, y'all reject them, y'all. He said y'all change the thing to make it easy for yourselves.
Yes, they did.
That's how come you change the commandments.
Yes,
you change the rule of God, the ordinance of God to fit your life, to make it easier for yourself.
Yes,
Say all of a sudden, Corona-19 means that I don't have to go to church.
Nope. That's it. That's what it means.
I've been waiting for them to close that church down for a long time because I don't want to do something else on Sunday anyway. Now they just say we can get back to 10. Well, they got 20 people in our church. I don't want to be the one, the 11th person, so I'm going to just sit down here until they raise the number. But they done raise the number to 50. Well, you know, church ain't clean enough.
Come on, preach.
Church got this in it, and does and spider webs, and it's got mildew sitting down, and it's been not open, it hasn't been freshly aired out. You know, all these excuses.
Amen.
I know I'm going to get in trouble now.
Amen. All right.
But somebody's going to get upset about it. Because I can't go back till I feel safe. When did God lose his power to keep you safe?
Amen.
Amen.
That's it.
I talked to a pastor in Milwaukee. He ain't shut down one Sunday. And his church has been more than 10, more than 50. He's been violating the rules, which, you know, that's a different issue that God's going to deal with him about. Like I told him, I said, you're supposed to be obedient to the laws of the land. But that's a different issue. But the thing about it is, we haven't had one person that's tested positive. Haven't had one person that's gotten sick since we've been doing it. In fact, if anything, we've seen miracles. Amen. We've seen signs and wonders.
Amen.
He said we've seen a person that came in that was going through it, and they were in a situation that they wanted us to pray for a relative who was sick, and we prayed for them, and within that hour they were up. Amen. He said the message should have been more anointed. He said God has been filling up the house. He said we got people that we ain't saw before that's coming to the house now. Come on. But here it is. We got a mandate that we can go out there and have stuff, but we can find excuses.
Amen.
All this pastor told me the other day, he said, well, I'm not coming back until they come up with a vaccine, I think. And then he told me this. He said, and the reason is not because I'm afraid. Hallelujah. I ain't afraid. Hallelujah. My people are not afraid. Hallelujah. But what about that stranger that comes in? That one's not a member, who might be bringing it from someplace else. Now, you're not afraid, your member's not afraid, but y'all ain't got enough God to keep the one that does come in as a stranger from passing something.
Come on.
Sound like somebody afraid.
Amen.
Sound like somebody's kind of concerned. Because somebody's going to come in with it somewhere along the line. You're going to run into somebody.
Amen.
The thing about it is you got to have enough God in you to trust God for your keeping.
Amen.
But we not going to do it till maybe August. Well, we might do it after we mop the floor. Now, I don't know about nobody else, and I said this because I had the question. In order to get coronavirus, from what I understand, naturally, this is what they say in the reports, a person has to have had the infection or had the infection. They have to cough in their hand or cough on a surface and touch it, leave it there. And then you have to come up behind him and touch it and put your hand up on your face. Now, I don't know about nobody else. I just don't see nobody laying on the floor, coughing on the floor, so that you can come around and roll on the floor so that you can cough and pick it up and then touch your face. If you shouting over here, I can shout over there, and you can roll over here, and I can roll over there. If that's what you're going to do, if that's what you call shouting.
Amen.
Some of that shouting we do ain't nothing but show.
Amen.
True.
Amen.
Come on.
I'm still looking in the Word of God where it said they shout. I don't see nobody. I see tongues. I don't see no shouting.
Amen.
But shouting becomes something big in the church. And shouting's all about dancing and falling on the floor and jerking. That's nothing like the fit. That's all I see. Anyway, you know, y'all like shout. I don't want to set y'all. But I don't see shouting I don't see it in the Bible. But if a person lays up on the floor and coughs on the floor, Spray it.
Amen.
Supposedly when he comes in, and this is what's going to happen. I can see it. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I can see it happen. I can see him back there with the thermostat, what do you call it?
Temperature.
Yeah, temperature thing. Checking people when they come up in the door,
Mm-hmm.
and then signing a waiver.
Yeah.
If they catch it in the church, they won't see the church. Because you know they had to do that for Trump. They had to sign a little waiver, saying he wasn't going to sue them if they caught coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to do that at the church also. Because people are going to say, well, I don't want to get sued if they come in and catch it and somebody else gets sick and they die, and they might sue the church. You got to sue God. You can't sue the church because the church ain't responsible. I can't test everybody that comes in. Nor do I want to test everybody that comes in. I'm trusting God by faith.
Amen.
That he's going to keep us. Amen? Amen. Anyway, I don't know where we're at in our time, but I got to go ahead. Here it is. So he got to this thing. He says, so you say it's Corbin. You said it's all right because I gave you a gift. And you suffer him no more to do art for his father and his mother. So if they get sick, they're not taking care of them. If they need food, they're not giving them no food because you gave them a gift. I don't know what kind of gift they give that cancels out your responsibility for mom and dad. Amen. It must be something like a rose. Here, Mom, here's a rose. I'm through. I'm debt free now. I don't owe you nothing. You got your rose. You said you want your flowers before you die? Here.
My God.
I don't know what they gave him, but all of a sudden they released him from all your responsibilities. So he said, making the word of God of none effect through your what? Tradition, which you have delivered, and many such like things do you also. And when he had called all the people unto him, he said unto them, hearken unto me, every one of you, and understand. There is nothing. Come on, people.
Right, come on.
Y'all better hear that word. There is nothing from without a man that entered into him can defile him. But the things that come out of him, those are the things that defile him. Come on now. Everything that y'all talking about right now, him not washing it, let him go ahead and eat with his dirty hand, because that's not going to defile him. What's going to come out of him is what defiles. What all of a sudden proceeds from him. So he can receive stuff, but just because he receives it don't mean it's going to take effect in him.
Amen.
So if he eats with a dirty hand, don't think he's going to get sick. Don't think he's going to get sin. Don't think he's going to get a disease. It's what comes out of him you better not mess with.
Amen.
Because what comes out of him is what he's really about. See, some people, they out there, they washing their hands and all that kind of stuff, and they washing their pots and all that, but they got something come out, they cussing you in a minute. They planning your murder. They out there gossiping about you, talking about you with everybody. Oh, yeah, shit. I just can't stand her. You got people that's got such nasty ways.
All right, amen.
But they always got it. They washing their hands. I saw Jesus Christ doing this just now. He said they wash it till it's down to the bone. Just wash it and wash it. But everything that comes out is no good. Got no love for God, and I got no respect for God, got no honor for God, but they washing their hands. She washing their hands. I'm keeping myself ceremonial clean. I'm keeping myself from catching stuff. I'm not going to catch you. What's coming out of you, but God's going to judge, not your hands.
Amen.
Too many people washing their hands and washing their feet and doing all this other stuff, and yet they still got to face God for their heart.
Amen.
Come on now.
Your heart is what God judges. You don't judge your hands. You can have the cleanest hands out there, and God said your heart was filthy.
Amen.
You did not have any love for your neighbor, did not have any respect for God. You didn't honor God with your lips. In fact, you cursed God out sometimes.
Yes.
Got mad with God and said, God will blank you.
Yes.
And God said, what?
Yes.
Oh, God, you know, I just lost my temper. No, that's where your heart was at.
Amen.
Because what's in you gonna come out. I always tell people, whatever's in you gonna come out.
That's it.
Somebody do you something, and all of a sudden something come out. You don't say I didn't know, but it was still in you. That's how come it came out.
That's right.
But you didn't guard it like you were supposed to because
Amen.
you're too busy washing your hands, too busy doing the ceremonial stuff. So you come into church and you sing the songs and you do the hallelujah and Rideaux, and you do all that other stuff, but your heart is so far away from God. God said, you honor me. Oh, you talk about me with your lips like you know me, but your heart is so far away from me. I know that your heart is not with me because I know you can't stand me because when I tell you to shut up, you won't shut up.
Say that.
When I tell you to go, you won't go. You'll question me. You'll go out there and call me up and say, I had a dream. The Lord told me to go, but I want to know what you think. I ain't gave it to nobody else. I was talking to you, but your heart is so far away from me, you won't move when I tell you to move.
Amen.
Peter's sitting up there in a trance, and all of a sudden God showed him 3 times sheep coming down with all kinds of stuff. He said, I don't do nothing uncommon. I don't eat nothing that's unclean. Don't be giving me that stuff. He said, don't call what I bless.
That's it.
Don't call what I chose that unclean.
Amen.
And then all of a sudden the doorbell rang, and there was 3 guys there. He said this, it was unlawful for me to come to your house.
Yes.
He said, because naturally y'all would be unclean to me, but God said, don't call y'all common.
Amen.
He said, because what God chose, I got to learn to get along with. I had to have a heart to obey God, just like Cornelius had to have a heart to go out there and sin for Peter in the first place.
Amen.
But I tell you, I saw this thing in the Word too. I said, Peter still didn't trust God. He obeyed and he went, but he didn't trust God because he brought 6 brothers with him. Amen. The guy said 3. He said he doubled his up. He said, we go with 6. If they act up, brothers, you know, you got your knife with you, you got your grease, and we like to do some cutting. Come on now. I know that there was no reason. God said, go with them. He said, you go with them.
Amen.
Peter said, yes, Lord. Come on, God. Walk with me. In case God don't be there, walk with me. And they walked with him too, and they went there. 6 men went up there, and Peter said, now I see. But when he came back, and he said, what did the church say? Peter said, how dare you? And this is the saved church. You want to talk to the Gentiles about Jesus? Our Jesus? The Savior of us? You talk to uncircumcised heathens about Jesus? He said, wait, back up now, hold it. See, I had to see this for myself. God showed me in a vision. And then I went down there with these 6 brothers, and I saw this man start talking in tongues. And I saw him filled with the Holy Ghost, and I saw him getting in the water, getting baptized. Y'all want to fight God? Y'all fight God, because I realized I can't fight God. What I thought was tradition, God just changed it.
Amen.
What was holding me up, see, that's the change. What was holding me up from going to the Gentile, God cut the chains off with a change. Because he saw a change. I saw a change in God's plan. It was not just for the Jew, it's also for the Gentile. But I saw the Gentile get it. That's why I say God's getting ready to take all these chains off us, because we've been hooked up and held up for so long with our past and who we are and what kind of church we are and what kind of God we serve. I serve a God that's not limited. I serve a God that's getting ready to do a change so that we begin to see the power of God moving like never before. I want to see the latter church come into effect. I'm tired of that former church. Because that former church done gave up on God. It done talked its message, and then it made God soft and made God wishy-washy and made God weak. I want that church that wants to see the power of God.
Amen.
So my chains, I'm taking my chains off.
Amen.
My chains are coming off all that stuff that we did in order to try to impress God through all these traditions. You had to be here, and you had to learn this, and you had to go through this, and you had to know the 66 books of the Bible, and now I just want God.
Amen.
Amen. I want what Cornelius said. Cornelius said, I just fasted and prayed, and all of a sudden God spoke to me in an open vision. Amen. Did that too, because this was the thing that amazed me too. Cornelius had an open vision. He saw an angel step in and said, man, your prayers, your offerings, and what you done for the poor that come before God is a memorial. God talking about you in heaven, Lord. Y'all know God sent me down here to tell you, go send for Peter, because Peter got a word for you. If you want to know if you've been accepted, I'm telling you, brother, get ready. Peter, though, what he had? He had a trance vision. He was in a trance. He went to sleep. So here's Cornelius. Cornelius had an open vision when the angel came in. God said, you ain't ready for an angel, Peter. I got to show you something different.
Amen.
I got to bring you in a trance and show you something and talk to you to get you convinced. He was ready. I want to be ready.
Amen.
See, if Peter would have just had that word, Peter might have thought that thing, because Peter still had them chains on him. So God said, I'm getting ready to remove your chains. I'm getting ready to take the feathers off you, them chains off you, because I'm about to show you a change.
Amen.
In the plan. Amen. So God said today, so I'm getting ready to remove the chains.
Amen.
Because I'm getting ready to show you my change. So there's a change about to happen. Everybody that's here, and they got a bunch of people that's here. There's 6 people in this house right now. Including me. So if you hear all the noises, just two sisters, 1 brother, 3 sisters and 3 brothers up in here. And we ain't no couples either.
Amen.
But we up in here. But you hear that noise, that's from these people here, because they hear God saying. All that stuff that was holding you up is coming off. And I'm telling you right now, release all that past stuff that you thought it took in order to get what God's getting ready to give you, because I'm going to put a change inside your life.
Amen.
That's going to be, that's going to be a move of God like never before. Amen. So your prayers are about to get answered in the positive. You're about to hear God declare it is done, because you're that Cornelius that said, I want to just do what God wants me to do.
That's it.
I don't need God to give me no deep, dark stuff. Just go ahead and tell me naturally. Amen. Because Cornelius said, he said, send 3 men to Peter. He told Peter, go with the 3. Peter said, I'm bringing 6 with me. That showed the change was still on him. Because he was still worried about where he was going. Even though the word told him, fret not. The Holy Spirit said, fret not. Don't be concerned about this. He said, go with them. Because I sent them. He said, I'm not. Now, I got to understand. They got people that's watching, so I got to keep these chains on me. I got to keep these traditions on me. Amen. When he got there doing saw the change, he came back and said, man, it's God. Amen. It's God. So get ready to see God do it. Amen. Amen. Come on and give God some praise.
Hallelujah, Lord God. Blessed be God. Hallelujah.